So about those Cubs. So 14 years ago, the Cubs were in the National League Championship Series facing off against the Florida Marlins. Chicago was ahead 3-2, as I'm sure you remember, and they were holding a 3-0 lead in the 8th inning. And the writing was on the wall. They were finally, after all these years and so many generations, going to make it back to the World Series. And then disaster struck. The team melted down. They lost the game, 8-3, and they went on to lose the series. Now, I'm sure there were a lot of events that contributed to that loss, but the fans had one person that they blamed, someone in the stands, a guy named Steve Bartman, for interfering with a fly ball. Apparently the ball was coming close, guy rushed up to catch it, and the fan may have touched the ball before it actually should have been touched. And for years, that person, Steve Bartman, endured unending criticism from many people, so much so that he had to go into hiding, he had to leave his community. It was awful. How did you react as a fan to that whole thing? I'm curious. And how do we as an organization learn from that experience about the perils of playing the blame game when something bad goes wrong?
As I looked at that, it was unfortunate. Things might have turned out differently, but if the team were really great, they wouldn't have been in that position where a single event would have affected the outcome of the series. So I think our job is to be as good as we can be and hopefully have a margin for error. We see that in many of our quality efforts. You're quite familiar with the Swiss cheese analogy. So if we have our system as robust as possible, we can pick up those errors so that we won't suffer the fan interference in left field.